Hi. So this is a different angle, but I like it, so I'm going to try it today. My name is Desiree, and I'm working on making a synopsis or description for my novel DH. I have read the first chapter of my story if you're curious about it and just want to hear a chapter into it, but I'm trying to work on describing it because I'm bad at describing it. So I'm doing a writing sprint right now with JC Carpenter, and she has friends on. And so I'm just doing that live writing sprint, and it's a 45-minute sprint. And so I'm trying to get this description done or just working it out more. All right. So I'm going to read you what I have, and then I'm going to read you my other draft of it. Because there's parts of my other draft that I do like, but I know it's still not as strong. So I just want to pull it all up. So just looking at my notes and some positives or some standout, I don't know what you call it, but just like things that I try to highlight so far, and there's more that I need to look into to highlight. But sibling bonding, Fanta lover, reconnecting with family, comedy movies as a way to escape reality, and writing as a coping mechanism. And so I think those are some good positives. And so far, just like trying to figure out like a description to sell kind of, or like what makes it interesting. I could say like it's a page turner, easy to eat up, relatable issues, but also some extremes enough that it keeps you like intrigued into the story. But I can't find yet the description I want to find. Let me see if I called it DH instead of the real title. Where did I put it at? I'm back. I found it in a draft, or not in a draft, in something I submitted, but I couldn't find it anywhere else, and that's worrisome because I would want to save all my rough synopsis. So I'm going to copy and paste it to finally save it, but at least I found it. Yeah, I had submitted it when I submitted to an author contest. It was called... Yeah, so it was I was debating if I should share it because they're trying to become a show, but I think I can. Oh, because it was an opportunity, and like I heard about it because they were asking for submissions. I guess I'm not gonna share, but yeah, I did submit to that. I did not get it, and that's fine. It was a good opportunity and just helped me learn how to pitch a little better. And so yeah, I'm gonna copy and paste that. All right, so I'm gonna share all three kind of synopses I have. So the first one is like father, like son. Father doesn't graduate high school, neither does son. Father grows up with a bitter attitude, so does son. But what happens when the son has a son, and that son's goal is to graduate high school and learn about his family? Read from two different point of views the complex story of the absence of a home sweet home. So that was one, and I like some of it, but I don't like it completely because it's kind of giving something away. And so that's why I wanted to change it. And so when I was just giving a quick synopsis of my story for an editor, just to be intrigued and so I can send intro chapters before sending the whole manuscript to make sure I want it to work with the editor, this is what I sent. And I use Readsy for some of my editors. Sometimes I find some through YouTube or Instagram, but mostly I use Readsy for editors. But of course there are other ways to find editors, and I just wanted to share mine in case you were having trouble finding editors for your manuscript. So the second synopsis. It is a 2 point of view book that is African American fiction, coming of age, and YA. I'm loosely saying it is a drama and comparing it to the movie Honey Boy, but with a black family and a kidnapping. My book follows 2 male point of views along their journeys of coping with stress by use of aggression and self-harm. Both characters fight hard to choose their own path in life instead of life choosing for them. I like the ending. Both characters fight hard to choose their own path in life instead of life choosing for them. And I still strongly agree that this book reminds me of Honey Boy. I don't know if you've seen Honey Boy. It's a movie. And after I watched that movie, I was like, wow, my book is similar in ways and different in ways. But it does have some similarities. Honey Boy is loosely about Shia LaBeouf's life. And then the third description and synopsis is, and then before I share it, I got this, I was inspired to write it this way from a book I found, a comp book I found that I didn't read, but I just read the synopsis of it, and I was like, that's how I want to write my book, or my book synopsis. And then I can't find it anymore, so it's annoying me so much because I can't find this book to be able to reread how they describe their book, but also to maybe even be able to read it. I can't find it. I thought I saved it in my bookmarks. I did not. I thought maybe I found it on Instagram and I saved it on Instagram. I did not. I thought I sent it to myself so maybe I could find it in text. I did not. So I'm hoping I find this comp book. But until then, I have another book that inspired me to write my description this way. And so I have that by a photo because I took a photo of the back of it, of the back of that book. And so I have that. So that's something. All right. So let me read description number 3. Harvey is worried about his parents' marriage. He tries to protect his younger brother from their fights and dad's unhappy moods. But when their dad dies unexpectedly, Harvey becomes the man of the house. The pressure to do right for his family starts to take a toll on him, affecting each job he works at, graduating with a high school degree, and his future dreams to become a published writer. Lasher just wants to go back to school. He wants to figure out a plan to help his dad with the financial crisis they're in, so they both can get back to a normal life. But Lasher is out of time when his dad decides to take matters into his own hands and mixes his gambling addiction and uncontrolled anger issues. After days of his dad's absence, 2 men break into Lasher's home seeking answers about his dad. They kidnap Lasher and his friend. Lasher finds himself questioning if his dad loves him enough to save him or if he will leave him to die. DH is a story of family hardships, unhealthy love, and the pain of fighting to live in a world that seems to beat you down. And so I like how I divided the 2 point of views with this description. And I like this ending. DH is a story of family hardships, unhealthy love, and the pain of fighting to live in a world that seems to beat you down. But I could also use the ending that I like. Both characters fight hard to choose their own path in life instead of life choosing for them. So I could kind of mix that and try and make maybe a stronger ending. But do tell me if you liked one over the other more, if you liked all three, or if you didn't like any. So yeah, you can tell me if you like number 1, number 2, or number 3, or just parts that you liked and parts that you didn't, because that would be helpful for me as I try to describe this book. And also, I'm sharing this late, but you could be a beta reader for me if you'd like to read this book. You can fill out the form, the description, or you can fill out the form. The link is below. So yeah, because that would be helpful too. So if I were to make another draft of this to edit it a little better. So I'm going to read the new synopsis. Harvey is worried about his parents' marriage. He tries to protect his younger brother from their fights and dad's unhappy moods. But when their dad dies unexpectedly, Harvey becomes the man of the house. The pressure to do right for his family starts to take a toll on him, affecting each job he works at, his efforts to graduate with a high school degree, and his future dreams to become a published writer. Lasher just wants to go back to school. He wants to figure out a plan to help his dad with the financial crisis they're in, so they both can get back to a normal life. But Lasher is out of time when his dad decides to take matters into his own hands and mixes his gambling addiction and uncontrolled anger issues. After days of his dad's absence, 2 men break into Lasher's home and kidnap him and his friend. Lasher finds himself questioning if his dad loves him enough to save him or if his dad will leave him to die. DH is a story of family hardships, unhealthy love, and the pain people go through to choose their own path in life instead of life choosing for them. Or the ending could be, DH is a story of family hardships, unhealthy love, and the pain people go through to live in a world that seems to beat them down. So I just added little words, but I think it made it stronger. What I would still need to figure out is like an elevator pitch. So like a short and quick. And even though I mentioned that my book reminds me of Honey Boy, for some reason I don't want to like share that or like say it. I want to hook people in without referencing that, I guess you could say. But I guess I just want options. So that's where I'm at. I'll let you know if I figure out an elevator pitch or a short pitch, and I'll share that probably just through text. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, just write your story, and take care.